Hello and welcome to News Blitzer. Hashem Safedienne, the next probable chief of Hezbollah, has reportedly been killed in an airstrike by Israel warplanes on Thursday. The strike by Israel immediately followed the 180 missile strike on Israel by Iran on Tuesday. According to local Israeli news outlets, Israel Air Force bombed a bunker under a building in a civilian area in which Safieddinne and other Hezbollah leaders were having a meeting. It is reported that the attack on the building was several times more intense than the one in which Hassan Nasrallah, the former Hezbollah head, was killed by Israel in a targeted air raid on Friday last. This reported assassination comes as Lebanon prepares for the funeral of Hassan Nasrallah in a secret ceremony. Being a cleric and number 2 after Nasrallah, Safieddine was reportedly expected to take over as Hezbollah's chief after Nasrallah's assassination. This latest strike by Israel, which has included several other targets in Beirut, sent shockwaves across Iran, Lebanon, and Hezbollah cadres. However, there is no official confirmation from Hezbollah, Israel, or Lebanon about Safieddinne's death, while some locals say he may have survived the attack. The attack that reportedly killed him occurred at midnight on Thursday, with Israel launching an intense wave of airstrikes on targets in Beirut. Axios correspondent Barak Ravid, citing 3 unnamed Israeli officials, reported that Safieddine was specifically marked as the target of the attack on Thursday. New York Times confirms that Safieddine was believed to be attending a meeting of senior Hezbollah officials in an underground bunker at the time of the strikes. The bombardment that led to Safieddinne's reported death was one of the heaviest seen in Beirut since the death of Nasrallah, although the number of casualties has not yet been confirmed. The reported death of Safieddine comes as Lebanon prepares for Nasrallah's secret funeral today, sending shockwaves in Lebanon, Iran, and Hezbollah ranks. Considering the Israeli onslaught against Hezbollah leadership, it is reported that the funeral may not be possible right now, given the incessant air raids by Israel's Air Force. Safieddine, a cousin of Nasrallah, has long been considered the second in command in Hezbollah and has deep ties with the Iranian regime. He held various positions in Hezbollah, including political, spiritual, and cultural leadership ones. Like Nasrallah, Safieddine frequently donned a black turban, signifying his status as a revered Shiite cleric. He joined Hezbollah in the 1980s during Lebanon's civil war and, along with Nasrallah, quickly rose through the ranks alongside Nasrallah. In 1995, he was promoted to the Hezbollah's highest council, and soon after he was appointed the head of the military operations of Hezbollah. Safieddine was later elected to lead Hezbollah's executive council in 1998, a position earlier held by Nasrallah before his appointment as Hezbollah's Secretary General in 1992. He plays a critical role in Hezbollah's military operations, including those that started after the war in Gaza beginning October 7th last year. At the time of the attack, Safieddine was head of the Executive Council of Hezbollah. Like Nasrallah, Safieddine studied religion in Qom in Iran, during which he formed deep ties with the Iranian regime before returning to work for Hezbollah in Lebanon. Safieddine's son Reza Hashem Safedienne is married to Zainab Soleimani, daughter of IRGC Commander General Qasim Soleimani, who was killed by a U.S. airstrike in Baghdad in 2020 during the Trump presidency. Safieddine was designated a terrorist by the U.S. 2017 and later sanctioned by Saudi Arabia for his role in Hezbollah. The reported death of Safieddine is part of Israel's systematic efforts to eliminate Hezbollah's leadership. Israel invaded southern Lebanon soon after Nasrallah's death, calling it a limited operation. Besides the attack on Safieddine, Israel claimed responsibility for eliminating another senior Hezbollah leader, Mohammed Anisi. Mohammed Anisi was part of Hezbollah's precision-guided missiles development program, and he was targeted in a separate Israeli airstrike on Hezbollah's intelligence building in Beirut that demolished the entire building. Despite multiple reports, Reuters said that it had been unable to independently verify the status of Safieddine. Neither Israel nor Lebanon and Hezbollah have released any official statements regarding his death. The strike that killed him was part of airstrikes carried out on 200 Hezbollah targets, including weapon storage facilities and observation posts. Thursday's attack on Safieddine is part of an intensified Israeli offensive against Hezbollah forces in Lebanon after the death of Nasrallah. The airstrikes are reported to have led to a series of massive explosions and many deaths in Beirut's southern suburbs, while buildings throughout the city shook from the impact of the strikes. Though the entire extent of the damage and casualties is not clear, the heightened strike by IDF marks an intense escalation in the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. Meanwhile, New York Times reports that Nasrallah's assassination was not one out of the blue but was planned much earlier. According to the paper, the IDF and Mossad had been continuously tracking his movements in detail and pinpointed his location on the day of the attack that killed him. Fearing that he might change locations again, IDF was forced to take him out or wait indefinitely, giving Nasrallah time to re-galvanize Hezbollah, which is in disarray after sustained Israeli attacks, including detonation of pages and walkie-talkies that killed or put out of action thousands of Hezbollah cadres in Lebanon. Israeli military officials told Wall Street Journal that the planning for the strike took months and involved strategies to breach the underground defenses of the bunker using a series of timed explosions. We had real-time intelligence that Nasrallah was gathering with many senior terrorists, Israeli military spokesman Nadav Shoshani told the outlet. As the conflict progresses, we will keep you informed of the latest developments, and if you have not already subscribed to this channel, please do so to remain updated. Thank you for watching this video.